Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been about 3 weeks now since I last did a water change, and so I wanted to walk you guys through the whole process and some of the products that I use after water change, what I feed after water change, and just how I go about water changes. As you guys know, I've been doing this manually. I've got 12 tanks in this rack. I've got two more in the living room now. But I wanted to walk you guys through everything and just kind of the whole process of how I go about it. So I'm going to show you guys the products first. First and foremost, I still use this trusty manual pump. I've been using this for years now. I've had the same method. I use a pitcher that's marked down with everything I need, and as far as how much of a water change I'll do today, we're doing a full gallon, which is 10%. We are remineralizing the water, the RO water. I'm using Vin GH. I've used this for about a year now, and I'm just too scared to change it into anything else. I do have a new 5 gallon tank setup that I have now, and it's up and running. And with that one, I use Brightwell Aquatics. GH is a little higher, maybe 1 point higher, but all in all, not too bad. Another thing that I do add humic and fulvic acids. I use Brightwell Aquatic products right now. They're pretty awesome. This is all the benefits of almond leaves and just tannins in your tanks. I just don't like the look of having almond leaves in my tank, so I use this. And I'm going to show you guys today how much I use. Another thing that I do is a healthy dose of vitamins. This will just help strengthen the shrimp as well as the babies, because I've got a ton of babies in here. And today, my shrimp haven't ate. So after this whole process, I'm going to show you guys. I feed them the best food, which is Shrimp Envy. Today, they're getting Growth Envy, which is high in protein. And so I'm hoping to walk you guys through all of this. Some of you guys might just want to hang out with me. It is Sunday. It's a chilled Sunday. Don't have much going on. And so I'm going to tend to the shrimp tanks. I'm not going to walk you guys through every single tank water change, since that'll take too long. This is a process that does take me all day. Of course, I don't have to sit by my tanks all day, but I do one at a time, which will probably take me about an hour each tank just to fill back up. Maybe less, depending on the stream that I go for. But I'm going to show you guys today. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's get to it. One of the first things I'm doing is adding some remineralizer to the RO water. I do about 3 milliliters. That should bring me out to about 40 to 50 TDS. My water, I keep it about 100, 110 TDS. So when I pre-mix my water changes, I do want to bring the TDS down a little bit. And so I do about 50 to 60 TDS. Most of the time around 60. The reason I use liquid is I had a lot of problems with salts. Sometimes you gotta pre-mix it and just dissolve it for a whole day, maybe 48 hours before, because with salts it will fluctuate. It'll go up and down, over the next day or two. Most of the time down. But if I use liquid, which is what I've been using for a year now or so, it just happens to work a lot better. You guys can see I used about 3 milliliters, and my TDS is right around 50. So I'll just add a little bit more, get it at 60, and then I literally will forget about this. I don't have to come back and check, because I've done that before. I've already ran those tests and it works just fine. Alright guys, so it took about 4 milliliters in each bucket. This one's sitting right around 55. This one's sitting right around 63, which means the tanks that have lower TDS, I'll use the higher TDS water. And the tanks that have higher TDS, I'll use the lower TDS water. It's simple math. This will lower my TDS in the tank just slightly more than this one will. Another thing I'll do is what I'm going to show you guys today. I always do the tanks that have babies first, which are all these right here and the one up top. Those all have a bunch of babies right now. What that does is it allows me to drip the water back in a little bit slower. So I'm going to show you guys right now. We got the water running there. I'm going to go all the way up to 6. That's 6 cups. That's a full gallon in my pitcher. And that's how I measure this. So this is already getting filled. Now, I'm going to talk about real quick about why I do it this way. A lot of people have asked me before, why don't you just automate this? Why don't you just set up a self top off and all that cool stuff? I just simply don't want to. This right here, what I'm doing right now with you guys, is the therapeutic side to this that I just enjoy. Back when I got into fish keeping and started keeping shrimp, this is the part that I always enjoyed more. And I just think that if I were to ever do that, I would lose the whole therapeutic side to this. And this gives me a perfect chance to keep up with my shrimp, to check on the shrimp, to make sure that everything is going the way I need it to. And so, for that reason, that's the reason I like doing it this way. That's 1 gallon. And so now I'm going to grab the water that I have in here, and then we're going to slowly drip it in there and get some of the products in there during the water change. So the tank I'm showing you guys today will be the Blue Mosura shrimp tank. This has the by far the most babies, probably about 40 babies in there right now. And so TDS is running right around 112. After the water change, I'm assuming hopefully it won't bring it down much. I am using lower water for the new water change, but it should only bring it down to about 108 after everything's in there. And so you won't see much of a TDS drop, which will be just fine. I'm gonna show you guys. I told in the previous videos, I've shown you guys what I do. I put the picture up here and just let gravity do its thing. We open this up, and we're gonna use a healthy stream. We're not gonna baby them too much. You guys can see what kind of stream I'm going for. Something around right there seems fine. Next thing we're gonna do is, of course, we're gonna add some fulvic acid, Humica fulvic acid. I love this product, dude. Honestly, since I started using this, I saw an explosion of babies. Of course, I started using both this and the vitamins right on the same time. This is what it looks like. It is completely dark. And we're just gonna squeeze it in there slowly. You guys can see that. It's gonna start spreading all over the tank. I love this product, dude. One other thing that we're going to do today, that's some vitamins. One squeeze is more than enough. One squeeze is all I do. And so I'm gonna show you guys that. I'm gonna show you guys the results right now. You guys are about to see some crazy activity out of the shrimps. They love water changes, especially since I don't do them too often, but I tend to do them. Even some weeks when I really don't need them, you know, you want to help the shrimps molt, but you also want them breeding. So there's nothing that helps the shrimp breed more than a healthy water change. So I try to keep things as stable as possible. Make sure that the TDS doesn't drop too much. Make sure not to shock the shrimp or whatnot. But this is my method. It's a crazy method, right? A lot of you guys would not want to have 14 Caridina tanks and have to do this with every single one of them. And I get it. You guys don't have to, you know, but this is my way, and I love it. Right now, I'll show you guys some close-ups of the shrimp. And then we're also going to feed the shrimp today, since they probably haven't eaten in about, 4 days now. So you guys are about to see crazy activity out of this shrimp today. And I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, so the water change is done now. Probably took about 30 minutes. I'm gonna check TDS and just give you guys an update on how it looks now. We're right around 107. So TDS dropped five points after the water change, which is pretty awesome. Remember, we don't want to move it too much. We don't want to alter the parameters way too much. And one other thing, you guys can definitely see there's a little bit of a tint, you know, due to the tannins on this tank. The shrimp are doing good. Babies are everywhere. And like I mentioned before, today we're feeding some Shrimp Envy Growth Envy, which is really high in protein. We're just gonna drop it there. And so this video was very important to me. I wanted to show you guys what it is to upkeep these tanks. And one of the best things that I've done, I've learned the hard way really, to leave these tanks alone, man. Just give them time to mature. The shrimp will, in fact, thrive if you provide everything that's needed. And just kind of set up a routine for yourself. That's been major for me. I used to just, you know, when we get into the hobby, you learn about, you obviously start doing research. You look everywhere and you try to find, you know, the best system that works. But the best system that's going to work for you is your system. As crazy as that sounds, um, the best. You have to set up your own system. You have to come up with something that's going to work for you. A lot of people have different ways of doing stuff. Sorry, I moved everything off the way. But I wanted to show you guys. This is after a healthy water change. Everybody's coming out to eat. Everybody wants to eat. You guys can just see how good they're doing. But yeah, like I was telling you guys, sometimes the best thing to do, find something that works for you. In my case, I do water changes about every 3 weeks now, and I do them just the way I showed you guys right now. It is manual. It takes a little bit more work, but at the end of the day, this is what I love. I love to do this. I love to keep up with my shrimp, and so this works for me. This works for me. I wouldn't do it any other way, even if I could. Obviously, we're talking about 12 or 14 Caradina tanks, so and I think anything more than this would be really, really hard to upkeep, just because of how long it takes. My weekends would be just consumed with water changes. But I think I'm in a healthy state right now where I'm at. I like the way I do things. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really wanted to share this with you guys. And as always, I do appreciate every time you guys take the time to watch this. I'm going to give you guys just a look of the tank right now. We got them zooming back there. Like I mentioned, the reason why I feed food high in protein after a water change is to help them breed, help the babies grow after healthy water changes. The first few molts for babies are the most important. So you want to feed not just high in protein foods, but also a very balanced diet. I'm going to leave you guys here. I really, really enjoyed making this video. Such a chilled video. I'm sorry my camera angles were all over the place. I was trying to use a tripod that doesn't work all that great right now. But as always, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys shrimpers, if you guys are having problems, man, don't feel scared to reach out. Reach out to me on Instagram. I have a community Discord where we talk a lot about everything shrimp related. So if you guys want to be a part of my community, just join that. The links are all in my bios. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later, shrimpers.